Welcome to Conversations Live. For more than a decade, we've brought you the best in books, entertainment, celebrity interviews, and current events. When the movers and shakers of the world have something to say to you, they say it to us first. Here's your host, Cyrus Webb.
And welcome back, everyone, to Conversations Live. I'm your host, Cyrus Webb. Glad you all could join us once again. But for a radio audience here in Mississippi at WYAD 94.1 FM and WYADonline.com, we're glad that you all could be with us. Also, tuning in to our friends at iHeartRadio and Amazon Music Podcast, we're glad you all could be with us as well. But if you guys are looking for some comic relief, you know I'm not the guy for you, but I do have the perfect guest that's joining us for this next segment. We're excited to welcome James Murr to our program today. You guys know him probably from IMPRACTICAL Jokers. The new episodes are premiering actually today for those joining us live on True TV. We're going to remind you of that. We're going to talk to James not only about the fun and what he's been able to do with that show, but also the success he's been able to have, and of course let you guys know how to stay connected with him as well. James, thank you so much for the time. Really appreciate it.
You got it. Thanks for having me. I appreciate it.
Well, look, I know our audience is excited about IMPRACTICAL Jokers that premiere, of course, today for True TV, but this has been something that I think people have really looked to, James, when it comes to not only, of course, comic relief, but also the friendship that you guys have. I mean, what has it been like for you to share that with the world?
I'll tell you what, the coolest compliment I think we've gotten in the past 2 years has been like we're the show that got people through the pandemic. You know, obviously we were all locked away at home for like a year or two, and I take that as a huge compliment that like it kind of lifted people's spirits in the toughest of times. So it's a blessing, man. It's awesome to be back. You know, we're back on the air with new episodes tonight, and the cool thing about the new season of IMPRACTICAL Jokers is that every episode ends with a different celebrity guest as part of the punishment, and those celebrity guests, they're friends of ours, get to help the other guys punish the losing Joker. So we have everyone from Colin Jost to Method Man, Brooke Shields, Jillian Bell, David Cross, Rob Riggle, Chris Jericho. It's going to be so much fun.
Wow, that is amazing. And James, people have gotten to know you and, of course, your love of comedy and having a good time for quite some time. Have you always known that was kind of the gift that you had, to make people laugh and also to kind of take their minds off things?
I'll tell you what, man. We went to an all-boys Catholic high school in Staten Island, New York, like 32 years ago. That's how we became friends. So, like, in high school, there was nothing other to do. You certainly weren't going to study. There was nothing other to do than prank each other, make each other laugh. So I think it was like ingrained in our DNA that to just kind of mess around with each other and have some fun. And I think we remind people of those friends they used to have, like when they were younger. You know, the kind of friends that you could not see in 5 years, and you get together and you're still hysterically laughing. That's us. We're those friends.
And James, you guys have put in the work too. I mean, of course, we love the comedy, we love the good times, we love that. But I think looking at it from a business standpoint, I mean, what you all have been able to build, what you've been able to build is really amazing. I mean, it really goes to that whole premise of starting where you are, and you've been able to use platforms like social media, of course, YouTube as well. I mean, do you kind of think it is the work that you put in to kind of help you get to where you are today?
Yeah, you know, what we always say is that, you know, we graduated college, we formed our comedy troupe, and we tried for 11 years to get on TV. We tried every way you could imagine to sell a TV show, to create an idea that would be good for TV. And now Jokers has been on TV for 11 years. So it's only literally now that we're breaking even on failure and success. So, yeah, it's a lot of hard work.
Yeah. And the creative process, not just with comedy, James, people have gotten to know you, of course, you know, as an author as well. What has that been like for you to have different audiences that have gotten to know you and your work?
That's the best. Honestly, that's the best part of the whole thing. You know, like in Practical Jokers, obviously we've grown up with families across America. I feel like I'm part of people's families. Like the kids that started watching the show have graduated college, and they still watch with their parents and grandparents. It's amazing. But it's led to so many cool things. Like obviously the guys and I are comedians. We love touring together, so we tour together as the Practical Jokers. We tour on our own. I do Murr live shows all across America. That's so satisfying to me. And also, I always wanted to write thrillers and books and really exciting books, so it's led to this whole literary career of like 8 books out now, including The Stowaway, which is about a serial killer on a cruise ship, and Area 51 Interns, which is about a bunch of middle-grade kids that land a summer internship at Area 51, and they have to save the day every single book. Like, it's been so creatively satisfying to me to get to create these great, exciting stories and let the public read them and experience them, you know?
Right. And as you mentioned, I mean, kind of circling back around, even as we're talking about Impractical Jokers, not only are you, the three of you, able to share this experience with the audience, to bring your friends in along for the fun as well. What has that been like for you, for one, to be able to develop these relationships over the years while you've been in the business, but also to have them being a part of something like Impractical Jokers with you?
I tell you what, I said it before, I mean it. Like, our fans are not, we don't consider them our fans. We consider them friends and family by now, you know. I literally feel like I've grown up with a lot of families across America. And the coolest part of my job is really all I have to do is make my best friends laugh for a living. That's what I do. And that's a pretty darn good job. And so, like, I can't imagine going through all this on my own. Like, thank God it's us together, the guys and I, because we get to experience these things at the same time. And when one of us is going through a tough time, the other guys pick up the slack, and vice versa. And it makes it just makes it a lot of fun. And I can't imagine doing these things on my own, you know?
Well, look, we're glad to be along for the ride, especially being able to watch. And, again, our audience can do that starting today, of course, on True TV, of course. New episodes of Impractical Jokers that will be premiering. Make sure you guys are watching. Of course, for our audience here in Mississippi, make sure you guys are tuning in at 9 p.m. Central Time. That's 10 p.m. for those joining us on the East Coast. And, James, really appreciate this time. I know you have a crazy busy schedule. How can our audience stay connected with you as well?
You can follow me anywhere on social media, or go to JamesMurrayOfficial.com for all of my tour dates and books and all things Impractical Jokers.
All right, James, again, congratulations to you on the new episodes, and looking forward to speaking with you again.
Sounds good. Thanks, buddy.
Hey, more than welcome, and we thank your audience for tuning in to another great segment of Conversations Live. Until next time, I'm your host, Cyrus Webb, saying, as always, enjoy your day, enjoy your life, enjoy your world. Thank you all for choosing Conversations Live. Now let's go make today amazing. Take care.